just the Scion, man. It's so strong. This is just classic front to back, and you can play around so much utilizing the Jhin. The Tempered Fate can be so powerful at disrupting this so that the orange tank can literally just move forward like a tank and just mow him down. The Graves Hover has been happening a lot for Gen G more recently, as Canyon going to be choosing a little bit more of a damaging route. Will take the Nefiri into Kanavi.
I think when you have the Gnar here, I mean, you could have still gone Skarner, but it feels like it makes a lot more sense to have a little bit more follow-up damage onto any type of engage the Anakin setup. The Gnar bar will be very technically difficult to play, but I think will actually work out very well for Gen G because it's just Keen piloting the champion, right? We know he has an insane mastery of this one, and then the Jhin follow-up is there, the Nefiri gets the reset, and that's how you're going to play this composition.
Yep.
You just have to basically circumvent the Scion, or break through him with the Gnar. The Gnar is actually so good at helping augment the damage and actually...
For the last 3 series in a row, it hasn't been the greatest time. Abandoned in the bottom lane. See how it goes as we get into the Rift for game 1. Oh dear, Trevor gets the ward, but does need to skill... Oh dear, Trevor gets the ward, but does need to skill his E first in order to mitigate some of that damage. Yeah, and the ward survives.
Will still be electrocuted and a little bit annoyed about how his lane is looking now, but I'm most curious about... Love that one.
The Capybara is just so good.
Set up headshots.
Oh, Canyon could be in trouble here, though. Cosmic Binding does come down. They get the W pretty early as Canyon trying to work out what to do. He's very close to a wall, and that's first blood going over to Ruler. Canyon in the back of this pit, though, will be taken down by Zekka in the meantime, and he bounces over the wall and is going to be able to keep himself safe. Delight, though, may not be as lucky as the flash follow is a little late from Duro as the chains are going to get broken. Delight, though, may not be as lucky as the flash follow is a little late from Duro as the chains are going to get broken, and it's a 1-to-1. Gen G walking away with the first blood advantage. He has to be able to buy them, otherwise it doesn't.
Now she's broken!
Yeah, it's just not very fair. As Canyon going to walk on over, it is going to be HLE securing the first grub. But there's an ult in from the Nefiri. Delight does set up the magical journey, does take it in the end. And it looks like it is going to be a 1-to-2 as far as the grubs are concerned. Zayas actually taking a lot of damage towards his top side, though, as he walks forward towards Keen. Keen going for that lethal tempo variant of the Gnar as well, doing a lot of damage here as Duro seeing where the Kanavi wants to fight for this one, and in a rare moment...
Lose the dragon here, it looks like. I don't think they can contest this, and Gen G are still in the lead, but plays like that can really even up your bottom lane.
Yeah, gets them back into the lane is what it feels like, as well as...
Oh,
the second
Ruler!
rock! And he gets them back in.
Gen G are still in the lead, but plays like that can really even up your bottom lane.
Yeah, gets them back into the lane is what it feels like, as well as...
Oh,
the second
Ruler!
rock! And he
Put another
used it.
gun in your backpack and it makes your gun better or something.
Ah, that's how it works. It's all right. Chovy is put into the Cataclysm here, but there is a Tibbers in there as well. Dash Cannon comes forward. Zeka does a lot of damage, but not quite enough. But the Herald is going to be thrown down in mid lane to take down that first turret of the game. And Gen G very passively moved to almost a 3,000 gold lead. As I say passively, there's the doggos coming out. Thank you, Baha, man, for that beautiful for the last 17 minutes.
No, they really haven't.
And Kanavi, just gives us some time to take down the top outer to get closer to equalizing the turret take. But Gen G just doing their very best to systematically remove the structures from the rift. And this will open up the bottom side of the map as well. And with Mountain
Tricky for HLE, but I don't think they can give this up. Zeus is preparing to teleport in. There it is, right into the front line.
Yep. Let's see whether this is going to be Zeus finding an angle to get an ult off, get a few knockups as Meganar for Keen is pretty early as he throws the house around. Zeus in that front line as they do manage to get a Tempered Fate onto one, but the follow-up isn't quite there because Keen is running amok. And now the train's going to come on through. Tried to sidestep it, did Chovy, and he just gets bounced on. Flashes out of the way, though, and keeps himself alive. Keen may not be so lucky as the flash forward comes in from Zeus. Ruler sets up the ultimate, though, and takes down as the flash forward comes in from Zeus. Ruler sets up the ultimate, though, and takes down Kanavi. And now Canyon goes in, gets sets up the ultimate, though, and takes down Kanavi. And now Canyon goes in, gets two already, but he will be taken down. Somehow, Gen G actually come out on top as far as the kills, but the health bars looking way better for Hanwha Life Esports.
Ovi escapes and is now going to head back to this fight as well. I'm playing a near perfect game from behind. Like every choice they've made, like they're camping in the bottom lane, the pressure on
Caitlyn certainly able to utilize these three very effectively. As Ruler going to get caught by the Tempered Fate. Let's see whether Gen G can make this one work. As in goes Zeus, there's a Cataclysm, and down will go the Jin. Canyon now in a bit of trouble, has to flash out of the way, but Zeka shows up. Chovy's able to get himself out of the ulti though pretty comfortably, and now Duro trying to CC Kanavi. Tibbers gets out of there, and the Magical Journey is going to get HLE out of the scrap as well, as Kanavi was looking very, very low, but they walk away with that one kill. Looks like Gen G are not done yet though, as there's a great knock-up onto Duro, and he's going to explode. Zeko takes that kill down, and finally HLE win themselves a convincing fight.
A little greedy there from Gen G at the end. Hanwha Life is likely to go over. I mean, Canyon could try to look for the steal from Gen
G are not done yet though. Looking very, very low, but they walk away with that one kill. Looks like Gen G are not done yet though, as there's a great knock-up onto Duro, and he's going to explode. Zeko takes that kill down, and finally HLE win themselves a convincing fight.
A little greedy there from Gen G at the end. Oh,
yeah, a lot of damage available
to go over. I mean, Canyon could try to look for the steal here, but they're going to say no.
Yeah, a lot of damage available here for Zeka as well, so he can't really face check. The Baron is down to about 6,000, and Delight taking a lot of damage here from Keen, charging up that Nalbar as well, as Gen G do not want to give this one up without a fight. Keen goes in, there's the ulti from Zeus, so fantastic. G do not want to give this one up without a fight. Keen goes in, there's the ulti from Zeus, so fantastic. Canyon steals away the Baron and kills Zeka. Oh, from Zeus, so fantastic. Canyon steals away the Baron and kills Zeka. Oh man, they're gonna have to play together on the national team after this. Oh, that's so unfair.
Oh my
Canyon is just gonna steal the game back for Gen G.
Oh man, that's D on the way.
He was barely in range.
Yeah, it's crazy. It doesn't even look like he's in range in the replay.
Oh my goodness. Well, now Keen and Chovy are throwing some abilities at Zeus, building up that damage taken number, as Keen is not afraid of anything at all. As Zeka is going to be taken down, Chovy is the one that locks up the kill. In the meantime, Canyon is just killing Kanavi, getting him out of his own jungle. And yeah, Zeus, I mean, he's still taking a fair bit of damage here, but HLE are just getting corralled.
And I think that, like the rest of this game has been, it's just like another moment where HLE's almost got it, but can't quite. Like all the escaping Gen G members, they've almost killed. Sure, this time they finally kill Ruler. They get the catch on to Duro, but they can't get the Baron, and it feels like they're just... they're playing well. They're making the right decision. Criticize
that is a decent number for Keen, but in this fight, Gen G may Ruler, but killed by the Cataclysm. Yep. That is a decent number for Keen, but he's going to... Oh, never mind! He's killed by the Cataclysm! And not able to get any value at all in this fight. Gen G may just have to get out of here. Tempered Cataclysm, and not able to get any value at all in this fight. Gen.G may just have to get out of here. Tempered Fate onto 2 though. They're not going to have the option. Flash out from Soul from Gen.G.
Into the jungle, and there's so much burst here, even with the lead they have, even with the Mountain Soul point they have. It's not a Mountain Soul, as Ruler is just getting run down. Aurora going to TP on him. I think he's just dead.
Yeah, Ruler is the Jin trying to hurt a Scion, and that is just never going to happen. It doesn't even really matter how much armor
he
you
is
get to build.
flashless.
No one's really building all that much of it. As Keen's going to jump on top of Delight. Yeah, he takes about 50% of his health bar. There's the rest of it, as, okay, Tempered Fates himself as Zeka. Oh dear, not actually going to find the angle to get himself in, so it's just the Bard dying for free, and Zeka has to ult to get to safety. The curtains are being called though. 1 bullet. Is that going to be enough here? And I think it just may be. As Canyon comes on over and is able to lock down the kill, and now it's HLE's turn to just fall apart at the seams.
Now, 1 bullet's enough to get the slow, to get the follow-up, and once again, Canyon just deletes the Aurora. As Guma hasn't died this game, he's pumped massive damage, but everything is falling apart around him right now, as here comes the Scion focus.
Oh dear, well, it's going to take about 15 minutes to take him down. Well-calibrated boss fight there as Zeus is able to get himself out, and Kanavi as well is able to get over the wall, but the inner turret not going to be...
pick, like if they can kill anybody, I think their front to back is insane at this point. The Caitlyn is so huge. Oh, this could be the pick.
Yeah, Ruler is very, very dead. The question is, can Gen.G do anything about it? And the answer is absolutely not. As the Tempered Fate was on a blast cone.
Damage was done to the HLE members, but this time it's just straight up. They're all full health.
As well, off to the side, but Canyon still unseen.
So he has popped an elixir. He is so tanky right now.
Yeah, he is an absolute monster. As there's Chovy getting engaged on, flashes out of the Cataclysm, but he's still taking so much damage. Juro wants to try and help him, but I don't think Chovy's making it out of this one. Finds the Incinerate stun, but Kanavi's there with the Q to take him down, and now the Tempered Fate going to be avoided. No, Canyon actually in the GA, and now comes back up to die. Ruler tries to get out of the way of Zeus, but we know how this one goes. It's real difficult to escape this Scion, as Kanavi is chasing after them. Finally, he's able to get aggressive, and he does flag and drag forward, but Gen.G, they get underneath their turret. We'll see whether this is actually enough to keep them safe, though, because HLE are kind of immune to damage.
I think
with Zeus in the front line.
I think they just end here. There's just not enough to deal with them. That's their best.
Pulling the way out of GA, but he is not immortal. At least Delight stands in front of him, avoids that deadly flourish damage. So the game isn't over just yet.
Chovy's going to respawn. HLE need to get out of here ASAP.
Yeah, the dragon is still up and available. There's a deadly flourish. As now Chovy looks to try and get on
here. Now HLE, they're a little bit bruised. Zeka with Keen his help.
Yeah, Keen gets that boomerang down. There's a deadly flourish. The ulti comes forward. Zeka is likely to die to the bleed and will go down to the Nefiri. And the curtains have been called on Delight as well. HLE now so incredibly low as they look to make their way out. And Canyon, oh, you cannot overextend on this one though, buddy. This could be scary as Keen is inside the enemy base. I guess he is not afraid of anything at all as he gets in front of the train as Canyon. And Zeus taking a lot of damage here. We've been saying it all game, but that is continuing to be true as Keen, a very angry Nah, now turns Mega but takes so much damage, and the Cataclysm going to take him down. The Scion's also dead though, as the rest of Gen.G are getting down to business. They deal with the top inhibitor turret. They get the close one, so time spot there as
Ruler not again,
and Ruler is able to get, but 1 minute's time on this
Ruler not again,
and Ruler is able to walk out of the way of the spot there as it's a lot of damage. And the Cataclysm avoided by Ruler though very nicely, and he hits that first bullet. Second goes wide, third hits home, and Kanavi almost down to the GA already as the interruption from Zeus just puts him down. Almost down to the GA already as the bullet. Second goes wide, third hits home, and Kanavi almost down to the GA already as the interruption from Zeus just puts him down. Now Keen looking to make his way in. Kanavi still extraordinarily low with that GA in hand as Ruler gets put in between the worlds, but Zeka's unable to finish him off. The flash forward from Chovy gets the stun. There's the follow-up. Boom goes the dynamite, and down at 40 minutes the Aurora. It's in trade for Keen though, so a 1-for-1 here at 40 minutes into the game. And Gumyushi, he gets the snipe, gets the GA under Canyon, who then goes untargetable, tries to get away, but Guma's got the bullets, and he
has TP. Canyon tries to go in here, right back into this mid lane. I think Gen.G could have slowed this down. Instead, Canyon tries to go in here, Keen tries to follow, and Kanavi, I want to see turret, or try to
as well. They will be towards his mid lane at the same time. As 2 inhibs now down, there is a wave now crashed on the bottom inhib turret. So, I mean, they're not going to be taking 3, but these Nexus turrets are not long for the world. And, I mean, Gumayusi's got all of his items. This guy hits for about 1 trillion with every auto attack. And there is the Tempered Fate, actually buys Gen G some time, but now if they just let Guma hit this Nexus, they will just lose the game, and buys Gen G some time, but trillion with every auto attack. And there is the Tempered Fate, actually buys Gen G some time, but now if they just let Guma hit this Nexus, they will just lose the game, and Gen G do that!
And Zach game on the Caitlyn.
And he was
and they have a lot early.
So I don't know at all in the bottom.
All through the right now, it's going to be pump way. It's got a lot.
It has infinite scaling and a rise that feels like LE getting a fair bit of vision down in this early game. Wanted to make sure that they can see all of the stuff that can hurt. Tough time for the vision available for Gen G as Ruler gets over. Going to sugarcoat it. This is going to be a rough time for the vision available for Gen G as Ruler gets pulverized. Delight makes his way in. Let's see whether Kanavi can get the pillar down. That's a good one. Flashes in looking for Ruler. And he does have barrier. Let's see whether it keeps him alive. The answer is no. Piercing darkness from Gumayusi is going to lock down first blood. Is no. Piercing darkness from Gumayusi is going to lock down first blood. And that will change how this bottom lane's going to be there for Delight. As in Emilio just gets slammed between a pillar and a wall. Still, they're focused on this Lucian, wanting to take down Ruler. Kanavi possibly going to overextend for this one as Ruler is taking a lot of damage. Gets another dash finally as now Delight could be in trouble, but Zeka shows up as well, and Canyon has to flash to get himself out of the way, then goes back in. Not sure about that one, but Chovy's able to lock down the kill. He doesn't have Spirit Rush though, and oh, that was a pillar and a half. Definitely working out here for Keen.
Ow.
He certainly is. Let's see whether he can help himself out of this situation. There are no teleports available for anyone, but he does have a ghoulie wall. And Keen is just trying to play some alcove gaming. He flashes in. He looks for Zeus. The ghouls get mad. And he's now trying to keep himself alive again. Zeka as well finds another Q. And I think he's out of there. I think he just won a 1v2.
He actually wants to go back in.
Oh,
he's crazy.
Yeah, he calls some mist, and there is the Maiden getting upset one more time.
Toby's
and the
here.
rest of Gen G are going to show up. Oh, thank you, Keen, for a potential game 3.
Keen just said and ended up getting 2 kills for the Ahri.
Well, speaking of the Ahri, actually down here for this potential dive, as that charm was fantastic. Kanavi wastes a fair bit of time. They take down the Lucian, but already Gumayusi cannot tank up this turret anymore, and Chovy looking for the angle. Not able to get in there, though. Light here as well. All right, let's see. The rest of the cavalry have showed up, but there is the Dawning Shadow. And it's Gumayusi that's able to help them lock this one down. Gen G just a little bit late to the play as the charm is going to connect onto Delight. But it is not going to be enough. Now Ruler, top lane. Let's see whether that's going to work out as he will be able to just throw down the ulti first. The charm's going to get flashed. But I don't think Zeus is out of the woods just yet. Throws in the equalizer as Keen has to flash out of the way of the turret. He's the one that takes down the kill onto the Rumble, and Gen G barely get out alive.
Yeah, but so much money's going over to Zeka. Like, I don't think this... and I think it's going to be won by HLE, but I actually... Nope, never mind.
Yeah,
it's Yorick.
You're going to be able to take it?
And so they do end up getting that one, which is really huge for them as well. This Yorick is that side lane threat we talked about now. And he probably doesn't need help anymore. Plates going over to Chovy. There is a teleport here for Zeus, but if he TPs in, he's going to be in trouble. Look at Canyon, but
still, he's going to get the cease and desist down. Let's see whether Chovy can get in here with the damage. Absolutely he can, as the Dawning Shadow is unfortunately a little kind of there with him. As Kanavi able to escape the ghoulie wall, but he will be able to get the smite off onto this crab. Ruler gets interrupted, now looking for an angle towards Guma as in goes Canyon one more time. Delight gets the ult down, and now where's the Pulverize going to land? Onto 2, is now Chovy looking for the angle. There's an equalizer. Could be in a better position, but isn't too bad as Delight is the first to go down. Kanavi, though, is going ballistic in that backline, but does have to flash to get out of the way. Canyon is going to get roasted, though, but Keen going ballistic will get taken out, though, by Zeus. And Zeka now flashing on top of Chovy. He has to flash away, and Duro, oh no, this is not the adventure the Emilio was looking for. Has
this fight.
Oh no, this is not the adventure the Emilio was looking.
They can take this fight.
Emilio is in a lot of trouble. Duro's just going to get eaten. That is going to be Canyon locking down the dragon, but can they get themselves out of this pit? That's the question as Kanavi rotates over. He's spotted as Ruler. Yeah, you're not getting out of that pit as now the equalizer comes down. Canyon, he's pretty famous. He walks the red carpet to his First light on the third day, Wolf.
Been doing great.
Zeka's going to get hit by a Q here. Keen doing a fair bit of work. Does land another one, and yeah, unfortunately cannot interrupt.
Out of damage. Well, 2.
Yeah, let's see. Shadow comes through yet again. Team can actually get there in time. That's the question, as the charm is going to connect. Dawning Shadow comes through yet again, as Chovy will be able to find it, but Zeus gets there in time, and Canyon is likely... Oh, never mind, the flame spitter wears off, and now Chovy a little bit early on the dash, and he's straight into the equalizer. Duro is able to keep him alive, though, and Keen shows up, and he is an absolute menace. The flash is able to keep him alive, though, and Keen shows up, and he is an absolute menace. The flash in, and he just massacres Guma. And now Zeus is going to silence himself, and Delight doesn't. He just can't be in melee range because Keen will just get all of his health back. Kanavi will show up, though, and I think that will be the end of this Yorick eventually, as Zeus will finally take him down.
All right, Canyon is maybe going to have to drop this Herald. His ruler is pushing in. Zeka is going to get out because he's got Crushers, right? He's got the shield. He's got...
Oh, we had to come back for something. I'm not entirely sure what it was. There it is. It's Zeka dying again. Hit by a charm. Vi Ari. It's a pretty good combo, isn't it?
Yes, it is working pretty well.
The entire game, and then lost to him in the last team fight. I don't think they can ignore him. Put into the ghoulie wall as Keen looking to try and take him down. The Unbreakable Will is pretty good as Chovy just skirting the outskirts of this fight. Equalizer not doing a massive amount of work here as Ruler still at full health. But the rest of Gen G
really...
And that will... Oh dear, actually interrupts, finds the charm, Kanavi sniped! And that will guarantee the dragon. The very beginning of the tool in this moment, as Zeus looking to get into that backline. They find the charm, but it's not onto the target that they were looking for. It's now Chovy dashing around the battlefield. Zeus is going to die, and this Ari is picking up all of the resets. Dash counter with the charm. It's going to go wide. Gumayushi's still at full health, and he needs to hit those Qs, Chovy. And Gen G are going to have down.
The Vi
for HLE. Going to face check, and she is going to be taken out. As Chovy looks for the angle, gets a nice charm, and the face check, and she is going to be taken out. As Chovy looks for the angle, gets a nice charm, and the culling going to help out, taking out Zeus. He does get the equalizer in, but it's not a whole lot of value, and now Delight in amongst it, gets the pulverize onto 2. Ruler is delivered, but the charm again from in amongst it, gets the pulverize onto 2. Ruler is delivered, but the charm again from Chovy as he dances around the fight, takes down Zeka, and now Gumayushi being chased out by Keen. He brings down the shovel. They wipe the floor with him.
I mean, they are
going to be up over the wall as the ghost main stage of the game.
And he just gets... And Shadow once again pillared.
Yeah, there's the charge up as they do get in on top of Kanavi. Dawning Shadow comes down though, and they just kill him. Gen G were aware of this play, but they thought that they could outplay it. Now Canyon has to flash to get out of this one. Does have the vault, and he's out of there. They've killed the Ari. That has taken so much of the wind out of their sails as, Ruler gets the pick under Guma. Kanavi gets wiped out, and Ruler hadn't been doing anything all game long, and he may have just saved it back again for Gen G after they lost their...
What a something back. Ailing was just good.
This should deliver us to 3 games as Zeka does finally break that arm guard. So does Zeus, but he's in the ghoulie wall and in the death chamber thereafter as the Nexus is exposed. Decent pulverize there from Delight, but I don't think they're surviving this. And Gen G will deliver us to the full series. Since 20.
Incredibly strong here. Threat was on the Guma seed early because
Kanavi has been so incredible for HLE. So Rift, see how it goes for game 3. A little bit of damage. Fine. This will be a difficult lane for the Galio. Top lane will be a difficult lane for the Renekton.
Do not hit, otherwise...
Canyon hits it himself and pulls the red buff into the brush as now King comes over, finds the condemn stun. There's the silver bolts as well. And the exhaust is down. Zeka gonna have to flash to get over this wall, and now King could be in a little bit of trouble. Chovy though moving in. There's the heroic entrance, gets the knock up onto Kanavi. The kickback from Canyon as the shockwave comes in. Is it gonna be enough? And it is. Zeus locks down the Lee Sin. And now King trying to deal with this crocodile, and it ain't gonna work. A double kill, but he will go down. And Chovy getting chased down. The clockwork windup is working, and the flash needs to be used. 2 for 2 as both teams are on the board.
Yeah, really even exchange here between these as we have a fight down here on the bottom side as well, going the way of Gen G. But Guma gets his ult.
Yeah, let's see whether the Featherstorm is going to work out here. The flash forward from Gumayusi and goes backwards, but then lands on the grand entrance. Duro with the sick outplay, and Ruler going to get the passive. That's the double, and Genji really turn it on its head and claim the lead.
Second damage early in a comp like this where you want to try to snowball things. You have the scaling Sivir, right? But you do want to get to the mid game where you can actually fight into Renekton, Pantheon, Orianna as fast as possible.
Pull into the top lane and look to try and get Gumayusi back into a good position. Flash down once again for Zeka as Ruler just having the best time ever here in this bottom lane as Grand Entrance is going to connect onto only Zeus. Duro able to get himself out of there with the Battle Dance as well as somehow that Sonic Wave missed onto Kanavi.
Ruler's gold lead is exploding while he gets free time with that turret in the bottom side, by the way. He is getting huge.
Not to mention the experience lead as well. Every wave is going just to him.
Yeah, he is starting to become a big problem. He's a full level up on Guma right now. And HLE just trying to pull the trigger.
Yeah, there's the flash quickness to come in. He charms up 3 people. Heroic Entrance comes down, but it's interrupted. Gumayusi now in so much trouble though as Keen takes him out. And now he gets to go ballistic. Double kill for the Vayne. Finds the other one as it's a triple for Keen. Zeka gets taken out as Canyon snipes him, and Zeus has lost all of his friends and he just gets punched by a gargoyle.
Ace emote.
There's the kick flash, and Zeka all right, well, Canyon looking for an angle here. Let's see whether he finds it. There's the kick flash, and Zeka going to get taken down. Shockwave comes in and doesn't really do anything at all. There is the Canyon Lee Sin that we know and love
about the safeguard approach. It's just fairly, he makes it look like it's basic as hell.
Yeah,
stood there, but
I mean, we've seen the things that Canyon has done. If you've watched the recent LoL Esports video about the best Lee Sin plays of all time, we all knew what play number 1 was going to be when we loaded up that video. And Canyon, like, they missed even one of the best parts.
Glory.
So Orcs and I were watching it, and we had this theory that they left it out on purpose to bait comments. Now, Keen is going to get CC'd. Kanavi is also in a little bit of trouble here as Ruler takes him down. Keen lasted a lot longer than I was expecting, but it's actually Gumayusi that locks down that kill. Chovy turns up here in this bottom lane and then walks away.
Chovy basically just showing up here to make sure that Ruler can keep pushing mid, I guess.
Yeah, no, he's like, I need to take his body. He's allowed to go past, but isn't actually
able. Any HLE players, it's just the lead here has snowballed so incredibly well. I think the 4-man top play was absolutely not it.
Yeah, and I think that is lost in the game. Sometimes you make one mistake against Genji, and the game is kind of.
And there were some small things that they.
Yeah, and I think that is. And walks away.
He'll be basically just showing up here to make sure that Ruler can keep pushing mid, I guess.
Yeah, no, he's like, I need to take his body. He's allowed to go past, but isn't actually able.
Any HLE players, it's just the lead here has snowballed so incredibly well. I think the 4-man top play was absolutely not it.
Yeah, and I think that is lost in the game, and sometimes you make one mistake against Genji, and the game is kind of.
I mean, there were some small things that they could have done. You're like, I really was attached to that turret, so it's where we won the big thing that won the game. It was like a really big moment for me. I don't want to let it. Just don't be a hoarder, Genji. Just let it go.
Yeah, bounties come in and on a soul point. And they have positional advantage here, but there are wards sneakily hidden around this pit. And so Genji do know what's going on. Duro in a weird flank angle, looking for Zeus as the Strybreaker does go wide. Canyon looking to try and get himself in there, and he steals away the dragon! The Grand Entrance is so good as the quickness! Charms himself in there. Weird flank angle, looking for Zeus as the Strybreaker does go wide. Canyon looking to try and get himself in there, and he steals away the dragon! The Grand Entrance is so good as the quickness! Charms them all up in the kick! The Grand Entrance is so good as the quickness! Charms them all up in the kick! Oh, Canyon, you absolute gem! And not going to get picked here. Cling the drain.
So many things went wrong for
just a broken inhibitor turret. Gumayusi taking so much damage as Keen just tumbles away from the anchor. Kanavi trying to deal with this, and they'll take the animation.
This is we're getting
see as well. And be able to watch John Chovy as of these 3 squads, including T1, is now the engage onto Chovy as the double taunt does come in. Delight is going to go down, and there's a kickback onto Guma. He does get the Featherstorm, but Duro obviously CCs the whole team, and that is going to be curtains for HLE. And time they face off against HLE.
HLE's first place spot being challenged here by Gen G in a big way in what was a phenomenal series, but unfortunately for HLE, a very weak final game where Gen G
Hoy no vengo con otra fumada de reto de los míos de zona negra. Hoy vengo con algo que me ha dejado bastante tocado. Y no me refiero a mi tío a las 3 de la mañana, no va por ahí. Básicamente me han comprometido cuentas, sobre todo la de Albion, robándome todo lo habido y por haber dentro de ella. Y también muchas del ámbito gaming, tipo Steam, EA, Ubisoft, estuvieron toqueteando todo lo que tenía por ahí. Por consecuente tuve que rebotear todo mi ordenador y perdiendo bastante trabajo por el camino, algunos guiones y vídeos que tenía a medio hacer, así que de antemano os pido disculpas.
MTK más 15, pero muchas gracias por venir a devolver.
Bastante trabajo por el camino, algunos guiones y vídeos que tenía a medio hacer, así que de antemano os pido disculpas por algún que otro retraso en las guías que tenía preparadas, tier list y demás cositas. Pero lo más raro de todo, y desgraciadamente, no es que me hayan robado, eso ocurre todos los días, en este caso me tocó a mí. Lo más raro de todo, y en lo que me pongo un poquito a pensar, es a lo que fueron y a lo que no fueron, porque a pesar de lo que creemos, no fueron directamente a mi banco, no fueron a nada monetario, ni siquiera a mi canal de YouTube, que prácticamente es mi vida entera, pero sí por otro lado, y muy sospechosamente, fueron a mi Discord y de ahí saltaron a Albion Online y demás juegos, y eso sinceramente es muy pero que muy extraño. Pero antes de nada quiero dejar claro una cosita: no hago este vídeo para llorar por la plata que me han quitado, no hago este vídeo para acusar a nadie sin pruebas de por medio, y tampoco hago este vídeo para hacer una casa de brujas muy similar a lo que ocurrió y no quería cuando comenté el problema que tuve con Albion Online Creator Program. Básicamente lo hago por tres motivos. Primero, porque a pesar de que parezca algo surrealista y místico, ocurre, y en este caso me ha ocurrido a mí y creo que se lo debo contar a ustedes, mi comunidad. En segundo lugar es porque hay cosas, bastantes cosas, que no me cuadran sobre esto. Y en tercero, y me parece lo más importante, es por si acaso este vídeo, con mi experiencia, sirva para ustedes bastante más.
Alright, first things first, I wanted to show you guys this because I thought it was really cool, and I hope it comes into the game soon. A guy named Rain Makes the Day Good made a custom edit to the GPU plugin on RuneLite, which would support a custom skybox file, which would be really cool. Now, important to note, this is not in the GPU plugin yet. However, Adam from RuneLite said that he would very much consider putting this in if it was not a lot of work for him. So anyway, Adam, please make that happen. happened. Now, on to the main story. Yesterday, we talked about the rubium mining and smithing fiasco, which has been really nothing but a
We won!
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no!